1 second, guys. Let's see. Just want to check something. Um. Hmm. And that is a freaking strong delay. Well, 40 seconds. Turn the fan away. I'll attempt to. Why does the description say, come on, Vixxy, a new pair of shoes? It should say, oh, okay, here we go. All right. So, last time, we're doing some perspective crap. I worked on it a little more than last time because, didn't want to bore you all again, and well, more than I already do. And I was falling asleep twice in a row. Don't want to fall asleep again. Although I've been up for probably 14 hours, so I'm not sure I get those sleepy spells. But you know. So here we go. We draw these characters looking like this. Okay, so first live stream I think I did, or the second one, I said that I'd draw all these characters like somewhat naked so that I could get the anatomy right. But she's gonna be wearing a. Oh no, yeah, I draw this simply for reference for where to put her anatomy and stuff. So we're gonna give her a dress here, and based on this, it's gonna be straplet, sleeveless. So we're not gonna do that right here. We're gonna get another piece of paper. Get my sketch notebook out, and then pair of scissors. Hopefully my stem doesn't roll off. I have the audio way too loud for my earbud there. Hope I'm not screwing this at the mic. Overpriced freaking paper. Let's see. And here we go. Some sketchbook paper from a notebook from Bianfang. I can barely tell the difference between papers, so. From Speedball. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Both my ink, my quill, and my mini sketchbook, my bigger sketchbook, and what I used to use for my main comic pages are all Speedball. It must be a monopoly. All right, so I want to give her a dress. This is set back then in medieval, well, it's like Lord of the Rings type medieval stuff. So I want to give her something a little primitive. I mean, not medieval, I mean. Also something, you know, not totally modest, because this is a sword and sorcery type of comic with a lot of romance, I guess. Well, romance as far as guys are concerned. So we're gonna start with a figure. Now, usually when I create costumes that I'm not too sure about how they're gonna look, I just draw a really static form of the costume without the body. I even have the hair. I even draw the hair, but for this time I'm gonna be drawing the full figure and seeing how it goes from there. And because of economic reasons, I think it'll work. I draw full figures. I try to make it dynamic so that it feels like I didn't waste a picture. A little closer, and then okay. This thing is right in my face. I can't see the paper at all. So since it's going to be a dress, and in the story she works as a, well, sort of an innkeeper, and she's a chef and an innkeeper, but also sort of a maid. I don't know. What if we want to draw something like a barmaid dress? But something that's not too uniformal and very attractive to look at. Alright, 6 minutes. We've been spending way too long talking about it. So, the one hard thing about figure drawing is thinking of a pose. I find that I spend quite a lot of time on the pose. I think I'll start the shoulders up here. Again, female body, draw small shoulders. Should just start with the main body first. You know, I wonder if being slosh actually like makes you gives you a harder time to talk. Now, I know a lot of artists online love to draw the butt and face on the same plane. I am tempted to do that, but then I see that it's not correct at all. And then I don't want to, even if it looks really good. So, and that would be really helpful for this kind of costume because, or for like drawings meant to display the outfit because you kind of want to see everything. Honestly, just like make up a mirror in case there's a large portion of the body, like in the front or the back, that's not exposed, that needs to be shown. She's sort of an entertainer. We want to give her a funny pose, sort of. Yeah, let's draw her balancing something on her foot. And it'll be even more impressive because it'll be her boot. Yeah, let's draw like dishes, like she's spinning dishes. That'll be fun. See, her father was a jester, a world-renowned jester. Well, at least among quite a few kingdoms. You can't really be a world-renowned anything in medieval times. Or with primitive technology, I'm sure of it. Can you? I don't know. You're sure you're not going to become world-renowned very, or even in your lifetime? Want to give this leg a little more power, a little more of a foundation to stand on. I would bend the boot more, but a foot doesn't really bend that much, so maybe we'll give her a heel somehow. I can balance it. Maybe. Let's get this figure done first. You know, that's one thing about there's one thing about comics versus like animation. I think animation is still easier than doing a comic because you gotta draw a different figure in tiny little panels. You gotta do it more and more and more. Each figure has to look different. Many times, multiple figures in the same panel, and then again and again. Whereas animation, you're just drawing one figure as it moves. And, yeah. I guess it's more strict with animation. Now, we don't want to go cheap on any of the proportions that we don't want to go cheap on. I think I repeated myself. What I'm saying is, yeah, we're gonna make her. We're gonna do that stuff. All right. Let's make sure the proportions are more correct. I don't like seeing a figure that doesn't really have a stomach. Draw the bust really fast. Draw a little bit of a rib cage so that we can fit the abdomen here somewhere. Hmm. Nah, I don't want to. I don't think I want to make this a crop top. Because then it'd look like something totally different. But we can say that for another object, because she's gonna have quite a few. And I don't want any single outfit to look any crazier than the other without the very obvious ones. They're just gonna look different. Like if you like vanilla covered in chocolate shells, in a chocolate shell, or vanilla with caramel. It'd be kind of like that. I'm not hungry. We have that kind of ice cream right now. That's why I thought of that. Kind of want to extend her foot. When we get to the forearms, your forearm is just about as long as your foot. From elbow to wrist. So we want to keep that rule here. And I find that this arm, well, I don't know what this is. I kind of forgot the name. But the section of the arm before that, I think reaches just below the rib cage, just barely below this area. We don't want to keep it down. We want to clear it up a little bit. Is this thing? Are you kidding me? Come on. I haven't really used it yet, but I think a compass might help with proportions. I'm not very sure. So I got mine right here. Let's. Who cares? We'll just eyeball it. Now I've got to admit, I already kind of think I know how I'm going to design this thing. But who knows? Things could change. And yes, I do mean who knows, because not even I know. Alright. At the same time, I don't want this arm to appear too short, because then it wouldn't be able to work. Call that for a joint. Pretend that's at the other side of that thing, as if you're looking inside a texture of a video game, of a 3D model. So yeah, entertainer. She's extremely social, like crazy. It's all supernatural. So social that she'll even play along with any guys flirting, even if she doesn't find them attractive. If she doesn't find them attractive, she'll do a little more jokes. But if she does find someone attractive, then she'll mean it a little more. Really, I don't like writing antisocial characters. I think antisocial is kind of a flaw that really wasn't as powerful as it is now, or as a parent. I think the wrist would be where the crotch area is. Then a little bit of the hand would be over the thigh. I think I want to close these in a little more, since old style dresses do push the breasts in quite a bit. Now, I believe I'm giving her a kind of corset in the middle, so I won't be drawing her navel too much, because I wouldn't need to line it out a bit, since, you know, we always like to put skin tight clothing. Well, I don't think I'm the only one. I don't even really do that too much. A lot of clothing I draw, to tell you the truth, is pretty baggy, or if it is skin tight, it's pretty stiff, so it wouldn't really look skin tight. Actually, let's sink this arm a little bit. Well, wait, what if we put this arm back here? Yeah, we'll do that instead. Just imagine the arms back here. Do a very light silhouette. Make it the appropriate length. I think her shoulder would still like be seen right here, so let's bump it up a little bit. Uh-oh. Anyways. And they're right here. Bring our arm, another silhouette as faint as possible. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I think the arm would be right here. And I think we want to do a little shorter because, you know, if arm went all the way back like that, it looked like paper. Like she's made of paper. And folded like it. Well, she is technically made, but you know what I mean. I would put her leg back here, but her long hair is going to cover it up too much, so I won't do that. Again, this is more of a display piece in case we need to look back to it. Now, Buscema Conan is pretty, should I say infamous? It might have been the case in the normal Conan too, but I think it's pretty infamous for having a lot of dancing girls. And you know, Turkish style outfit. You know, where it's a bra and a double loincloth skirt. That's super long. Now, am I going to have her do that? Yeah. I don't know how, but I'll fit it in. You could just imagine her on a page of Conan in the 70s, being either one of the servant or dancer girls. Deliver her fingers. Actually, want to draw her fingers a little more tilted here because I want to seem like she's kind of securing that stick. Just to stick the hand a little bit. All right. All right, there are 2 joints. Good. Or 1, I mean. 2. Right now, the head, the hardest part, because well, for me, because cats tend to draw the head pretty big. But I don't want to draw it small either because I want to make sure we get the features. Now, where were head placement? Maybe it'd be like this. Yeah, I think it'd be like this. Now, for women, you want to get a thin or a slender but long neck. Just minimize that shoulder a little bit. It's a little ridiculously hard, huge. Thin that neck out from our pencil smudges. Draw the eyes, just little indications. Don't make them big, this isn't an anime. Just trying to be as realistic without being hyper realistic. Again, nose in another angle. Difficult. You don't want her looking like she has a pig snout. Let's raise that ear up a little bit, actually. Hmm. All right. Let's fix that cheek a little bit. Kind of lost its shape into my micro corrections. I like drawing these things on the female neck now for some reason. I think I want to. Now we don't want to make the chin too big. It really pays to have like reference of a human head at hand. I would think we'd be seeing her ear, but give her some full lips. So a little bit of a teeth on the bottom. Teeth on the bottom. Teeth. I think I said teeth. All right, I guess that's the hard part out of the way. I find that in case they don't want to deal with a lot of artists don't want to deal with proportion too much on the body, they'll just make the legs super duper long. I think that looks weird. It makes people look like stilts, like they're actual human stilts. So I try to keep from doing that. All right, now I guess it's the fun part. Now, let's see. Um, hmm. First, we want to. I mean, it says it's a start on the hair, but then you don't want to have to erase it afterwards and lose a lot of detail due to ghosting. So obvious from when we drew this drafting page, or drew this pencil page. She's gonna have a sleeveless dress. Right here and right here. You know, if you ever need reference for how to draw that little separation right there, I suggest you try not to do that in real life. You probably get the cops called on you. I know. And I look at a lot of things on a person in case I need reference, but these two places are just, well, and here too, potentially. Just off limits in public. Don't do that. Now, this ain't the 90s, so I'm not going to do that boob sock thing. Instead, we're going to draw sort of a corset. Oh, I hope you don't. You can probably hear that. My dog's going insane. Now, we're going to be drawing a dress. And that's kind of unfortunate because we might have to erase out the legs. But, let me tell you, even if you're drawing a dress, don't think about skipping the legs. Even if it's going to be a totally stiff drawing of her just sitting there or standing there. Just think about it. Fabric adjusts to gravity. If you draw legs, and then you conform the fabric to them, she most likely won't look like a ghost. No, we don't want to draw like ties or lace that connects her leather corset. Let's fix this one here. It's kind of been bugging me. Then, remember it's leather, so you want to give kind of buff, beveled out folds that pop out a little bit. And then, kind of want to draw a leather piece right here, but I don't think that's going to be a good idea. It's going to look funny. Let's move on to the... How that looks like a halter neck. I don't want this to look like a halter neck. You could say the halter neck for another dress. I almost dropped my vest. I saved it. Let's give her a little bit of a pocket. She could put tissues in. All right, now this is I had this idea not too long ago before starting this stream. Give her long flowing sleeves that are separate. So we had a bit of a scrunchy type of fabric back here to symbolize that it is separate from the actual main costume. We could go for like that kind of thing where it connects to the top, but now when drawing a dress on top of a body or fabric on top of a body, where the fabric is not paper thin, want to draw a little bit above. Especially if it's stuffed with cotton or lined with cotton or other such furs. Yes, I know cotton's a plant. Some fabric creases. All right. Ain't that just something? Now, what I think we'll be doing is as if the dress is being dragged this way. So let me think of a dress fabric. I don't want it to be straight or smooth, too smooth. I think I actually want to add a slit right here, since this is going to be heavily inspired by that Tavern Girl dress in Skyrim. I think I'll add it up here. And we can show both legs. Or mostly both legs. Since this one overlaps the one in the back, we gotta remember. Should make more sense back here. Just gonna take this out. I want to keep the kneecap in mind. I'm thinking of dress textures I could give this. In the meantime, let's give it some patterns. Dang it. All right. You know, this actually looks like something else, but just don't think about it looking like that and we'll be good. Actually, you want to strap your back here. Alright, whatever. Raise this up a bit. I'm gonna give a little bit more of a fabric indication here. Let's just say it's got a bit of a scrunched up thing here. You need to visualize dress fabric folds. You know, you don't have any available. Just try to think back to curtains. I did this run drawing of a dress and I really liked how it came out. And then I did this other drawing of a dress. I also liked how it came out, but it was much less realistic. Like it seemed like the dress was straight up clinging to her leg, because you can see the kneecap and everything. And it looked like it was made of silk, even though it's made of like cotton. Try to think about how these, how a pattern on a dress would conform to folds. Part's super difficult, but you know. I might pull her hair into a braid, simply because it's kind of formal-ish. Maybe. Probably not. What's that? Why is that there? Get out of there. So I didn't finish this one. Ah, you can leave that design, those little lines out. They aren't really necessary, I think. Just add more fabric folds. A little remnant of a pattern. So that we know it's on the other side. Now for the shoes. Thinking of some nice feminine shoes I can give her. Maybe I could even give her Renaissance socks, but I don't know about that. I think I'll give her some kind of flats and try to make them look medieval. Yeah, flats in medieval times, right? Hope her leg isn't too big, so that when she bends that one forward, it doesn't go longer than that. Ooh, I think I'll give her some socks, actually. Yeah, let's give her some socks. Yeah, I'll scrunch them up at the top. All right. That's actually, let's not make them knee high. So these socks end just at the ankle. Oh, make sure this conforms as much as you could. Mostly. Let me tell you, it's such a nightmare drawing a foot that's way longer than it should be, and it's pest that gnaws at your mind if you draw it too small. I want it to be pretty symmetrical so it doesn't look like rags or random patches. I know a lot of characters are drawn wearing boots or shoes without socks, but pretty sure that's not going to be healthy if you did that. I think it's just people to be too lazy to draw socks, since they assume no one's going to see it. Okay, we want to draw our sideburns and hairline first. I don't even know why, but I have a thing for long sideburns. At least drawing it. I don't see it enough in real life to really care. It might not even be a real thing. Draw our front two hair horns. Now, I don't mean to sound sexist, all y'all, but I would never, ever draw this kind of face on a dude. Heck no. Only Mario can get away with that. Nah, you know what? I'll just draw long hair under for now. With that braid in the back. We'll still want to cover that detail over sleeve. Don't want to draw that either. Not going to really be visible. Now we gave her like classical princess hair, so it's going to be super thick and long. Some dude said I draw like a 5-year-old. He's right. And I'm assuming it's a dude. It had an anime girl profile picture. I'm going to try to go a little wild with the hair. I'm going to draw little lines to indicate that it's hair, separated from the body. She's a blondie, so try not to darken it. You're doing a blonde person. Actually, let's do something cool. Let's make this appear as if it's blowing away from her. We didn't draw the plates. Let's do that now. We got 3 minutes. Still earlier. Let's get a little inventive. We want them to seem dangerously close to breaking. She's a bit mischievous, like just a little bit. That's how she's laughing. Or smiling and all that. Oh, we forgot her little ponytail on the back. No, I think the ponytail knot would be back there, but I don't think we'd really see it. All right. We'll draw a pretty loose plate. Now again, she's an entertainer. She's a really good sport. In fact, she encourages flirting. Plays along. But the one problem with her social skills is that she tends to put people to sleep because she tells stories or talks. Well, okay, she tells really disjointed stories, or she talks for way too long and ends up putting people to sleep. Now, one thing she doesn't really tolerate is drunk guys, because she doesn't want them throwing up on her. Like, for only that reason, basically. You could say she's a humanitarian kind of girl. I know these are some floppy plates. I think that'd be too much if I put yet another one. Darn, kneecap it there a little bit. All right. Lower that hairline because we don't want her to look like she is balding, like a dude. All right. I think we got it now. Draw the end of that stick. Oh yeah. Ain't that pretty. Let me. All right. See you next time because I am falling asleep now.